beautiful song break right there. Just a moment of just meditating upon the birth of Jesus Christ. He is the reason for the season we are in at the moment. And at this juncture, I would love to get to the Daily Nation, the Standard, and also the Business Daily, just to see what is being reported. And the top page here on the Daily Nation is revealed how to get top senior school slots. So it goes ahead to tell us that grade 10 learners will know the senior schools they will join before Christmas Day, with top candidates assured of their preferred schools. This is a story covered on page 4, which is definitely good news for parents because this allows them to plan amicably for January. And I'm seeing here top 6 learners per gender in each STEM track per sub-county. This is candidates with automatic admission to boarding schools of their choice. We also have top 3 learners per gender in each social science track per sub-county, and then top 2 learners per gender in each arts and sports science track per sub-county. And it says here candidates with achievement level averaging 7 and 8 per track also have an automatic admission. And it goes ahead to tell us that requests to change schools to be made through the heads of junior schools at least 2 weeks before the official reporting date, which I think is a good thing because it allows for parents to plan well ahead of them joining in January. I also see impact of AI on environment in focus as global meeting opens in Nairobi. Delegates follow proceedings at the 7th session of the UN Environment Assembly, UNEA, in Nairobi yesterday. This was happening and President Ruto is set to address the meeting on Thursday. That is a story covered on page 2. Page 10 is covering Kenyan activists to protest against ruthless crackdown by Suluhu's regime. Interesting here, organizers have planned a procession to the Tanzanian embassy in Nairobi in solidarity with critics of President Samia Suluhu's government. A story covered on page 10, and of course when such arises, it is a call for us to pray so that there will be safety and no bloodshed. Page 6, by-elections, IEBC laments politicians tried to influence poll officials. Covered on page 6, and also covered on page 7 is how officials have turned state offices into graft dens. So the anti-corruption agency lists dozens of ministries, agencies and counties under probe for shady deals running into billions. A story that has been extensively covered on the Daily Nation, page 7. And I also see here court suspends hearing of ex-Senator Oroba's case, a story that has also been highlighted there. And also truth or trouble, the Rigathi Gachagua question in opposition unity contest. You can have a look at it in more details. Moving on to the day to the Standard newspaper this morning, I'm seeing the ID scandal. So the arrest of 26 suspects in the fast-growing citizenship for sale racket has added fresh urgency to concerns that President Ruto's decision to scrap security vetting for ID applicants in northern Kenya and other border counties has opened a dangerous loophole. So critics who warned the decree would be exploited now feel vindicated as racketeers, rogue clerks and middlemen collude to dish out Kenyan nationality at a fee. Investigators say Northeastern has emerged as one of the biggest beneficiaries of the fraud, with criminal networks exploiting the relaxed rules to slip foreigners through the system and undermine national security. And of course, some of the images there have been shared. This is what we call a loophole that has now been exploited. I'm seeing DIG Masengeli's nephew charged with defrauding parents 2.6 million shillings in police jobs scam. Quite interesting here. And moving on to the Business Daily this wonderful morning, just to see what is being reported as the highlights. KTDA factory loans rise to 26 billion shillings on borrowing spree. And also goes ahead to tell us that processors management flouted financial guidelines, Tea Farmers Agency on the spot for the irregularities. Moving on, I see Kenya's 5G network users hit 1.5 million, quite a number there. I also see see bill seeks to tighten controls over online sale of pesticides. Michael Don on the intelligence pullout saying real progress will be measured by how many jobs are created, how affordable energy becomes, and how competitive our exports are. That is a story also covered there on the Business Daily. And I also see here Kenya's digital rebound. TikTok leads social media, 3.3 million users surge. Quite interesting. A big number are now on TikTok. I also see 63% of patients pay cash for essential care amid drug shortage. Quite unfortunate. And on X, there are some stories which are also making the headlines. United's Højlund brace secures first away European win in 20 months. And that is a story that has been covered on the sports sector. I also see Tanzania tense on Independence Day amid protest calls and US talks. And lastly, Kenya and US sign 1.6 billion shillings health framework on December 4th. So that's it for the newspaper review. You can grab a copy of your favorite, get to be on the know, even as we keep praying for our nation of Kenya. Let us remember we still have elections coming up 2027. So it is time for us to begin to pray and intercede that we will have a peaceful elections, that all things are going to go well, and that God will indeed elect a leader for us, just like he did in the days of Saul and David. You know, he chose a leader and he said, this is the man after my own heart who I'm gonna make king. So we are really praying that the same will be our portion, that the Lord will put a leader that he knows, you know, the state of their heart, so that they will lead our nation in the right direction. So at this juncture, let us have a look at the video of the day and see what we can learn from it.